this video late. Hello everybody, E here. Welcome to another TBR video, and I'm going to go ahead and start adding my monthly wrap-ups because sometimes I finish or DNF books and I don't talk about them on the channel, so I'm going to throw those books in, just a real recap on what I read the month before. You know, how most of book 2 does this already, but you know I'm behind. It's just how I do. Anywho, so last month I read The Grown Up, gave it 1 star, did a video on the channel for it. Me and my wife were reading The Hunger, which we did not finish, for 2 reasons. First, it got to a point where it became like a Western romance, and we weren't feeling it at all. I was reading it to her, and both of us were just not interested anymore. And then by the time we decided we wanted to get back to it, it was time to send it back to the library, so we did not finish it. Will I eventually finish it? I don't know. I don't have any draw to right now, and Shell hasn't even mentioned it, so I'm not sure if we'll finish it or not. Next we had Fashion Victim, which was 5 stars. I got a video for that up on the channel. And The Winter People, which I gave 4 stars. So that's my wrap up for last month. I read ridiculously too few books. I am really, well, if you guys read my blog last month at all, you'll know what I went through last month. I didn't have much time to read. Neither did I have the want to read, but I did listen to some audiobooks. I listened to Unfuck Yourself. That one I listened to twice. And I've also been listening to, and I'm putting that on my TBR for this month because I plan to finish it. I have just enough time to get through the rest of the chapters this month, which is Michelle Obama's Becoming, which is fantastic, by the way. It's just it's the burst of positivity that I needed at this time in my life. It's not a political book at all. Not yet, anyways. The first part 1 is called Becoming Me, and then there's Becoming Us, and then Becoming More. I know because Audible show you on the chapter list, but I finished Becoming Me, and it was just about her life and how she grew up and the people around her and some of her mottos and thoughts and whatnot. One of my favorite ones so far is failure is a feeling long before it's a result. And that quote is going to stick with me forever. I just remembered off the top of my head, and it's been a week since I heard that section of the book. So far this month, already, I know I'm late for this TBRs because I've been so busy, but I DNF'd Awakened by James S. Murray and Darren Wehrmuth, whatever. DNF'd that. That was a buddy read with Erica. We both quit at the same page after the monsters were revealed. We were like, F this, we're gone. And then I think that's all caught up for the things that I don't actually have to hold up and show you. Actually, not right now, sorry. There's going to be a video coming up probably tomorrow for this one. But I've already read Tribesmen by Adam Cesar, and I'm going to make you wait for the actual review to tell you what I thought. Or you probably already read my Goodreads review, so whatever. Anyway, so this one was on my TBR. It is done now. After that, I am reading Westlake Soul by Rio, like Rio Grande? Yeah, Rio Ewers. I want to say that's like U River is what that's supposed to be, but I don't know, Ewers, whatever. Maybe the name doesn't mean anything. I don't know. And then we get to all see his lovely picture on the back again. Then after that, I'm going to get to Natsuo Korino's Real World. Is that the one I picked up? Yeah, Real World. I read Out years ago and loved it, went out and bought all of her stuff. And then I set her books aside and forgot all about it, and I came across it while I was rearranging my shelves, the ones you guys don't see, that are just an absolute disaster area. That's where I keep all the books that I have until I cycle them out. Basically what happens is all this stuff up here is stuff that I plan to read soon-ish or have read and loved, and then the books over here, over in the corner that no one sees, those books cycle in and out, that kind of thing. It's also where I keep all my paperbacks. But yeah, Out was fantastic, and this one, in fact, you know what, I'm going to read, I've read the synopsis for Westlake Soul before. I'm going to read the synopsis for Real World. In a crowded Tokyo suburb, 4 teenage girls indifferently wade their way through a hot, smoggy summer when one of them, Toshi, discovers that her next-door neighbor has been brutally murdered. The girls suspect the killer is the neighbor's son, but when he flees, taking Toshi's bike and cell phone with him, the four girls get caught up in a tempest of dangers that rise from within them as well as from the world around them. Psychologically intricate and astute, Real World is a searing, eye-opening portrait of teenage life in Japan, unlike any we have seen before. What I loved about Out, the first book I read from her, was the dynamic between the women, the relationship between the women that come together around one crazy moment. Fantastic character development. Each woman had her own soul, her own character, and I'm excited to get this one because, especially about teenage girls. I don't read too many books about teenage girls. It's not something that, you know, that comes up usually in the genres that I read, unfortunately, unless it's dudes writing about, you know, teenage girls in you know, slasher situations. But yeah, I'm looking for it. That's one of the things that I liked so much about Small Hands by Andres Barba. He got the, you don't see many stories about groups of young girls, and he wrote about that, and it was fantastic. And from what I understand from the women that I've talked to, he got the dynamic with the mob mentality of little girls right. From what I was told. So, last is another one that I am currently reading right now and absolutely loving, is Lot by Brian Washington. I'm so glad I picked this up from Book of the Month Club. The stories in here are beautifully told. The writing, I mean, he's made me cry twice already. They are stories, but they feel like they're interconnected, even though sometimes I'm pretty sure there's different names used. If I'm not 100% sure, I don't know if I'm reading poorly or not, and not catching something, but they all feel like they're interconnected, and I love it. They're all told in first person also. My favorite story so far, by far, is Bayou. It opens up with two boys finding a chupacabra. It's not a horror story. These aren't horror stories, but the way Brian Washington writes is brilliant. I mean, I'm enjoying it. But the turns of phrase that he uses, his mastery, I think this is a debut also, his mastery of just language, the way the words flow together. I'm already reviewing this, I ain't even done with it. Yeah, I'm that far in, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm on page, let's see here, I'm on page 87, and I'm on the title story, Lot. But anyways, that's my TBR for, what month is this? Yeah, ever since I went 100% working from home, I'm an author, by the way, just in case you pop into this video. I can't remember months. I can barely remember days of the week, but worse, I think, is that I can't remember. It's March. March, right? Yeah, the Ides of March. Anyways, so, I think I only remember that because this was my March, yeah, it's on the back of the book. March Book of the Month Club. Anyways, that's my TBR for March. Sorry if it got a bit rambly and goofy here at the end. I don't know, some of you guys like that stuff. But, let me know what you are reading this month. If you have a TBR video posted already, please do comment and link me down there in the doobly-doo. I love TBRs and book hauls. My favorite content to watch here on YouTube, BookTube, whatever you want to call it. But until next time, I have been E, you've been you. This has been another TBR. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Could y'all hear the dogs barking like the entire time that the video was going? Like, I heard it and I was trying to keep it at a, you know, I was trying to ignore it. But because I remember some people said, in the past I've said, did you guys hear the dogs? And nobody heard the dogs, so I figured I'd just ignore it. But here at the end, did you guys hear the dogs in the background? I'm pretty sure Editor E is going to pop up and go, yeah, they're the dogs. Anyways, those are my mother's dogs. If y'all don't know, my mother lives on the same property as we do. My family lives in one house. My mother lives on the other. She has two dogs. One of them is a beagle. One of them is a, well, it's a mutt. It's a bunch of different things. A little black dog. They're both about the same size. They're both about average beagle size. And then you have and they're both female. And then you have my big Ash, not my big ass, Ash, Ashy boy. The dog comes up to my hip, and he looks like he's golden retriever, and no. Yeah, golden retriever. I want to say golden lab. Is that a thing? Anyways, Labrador retriever, golden retriever, whatever. He's part that and part pit bull. Beautiful dog. If you guys follow me on Instagram, there's pictures up there. But, and he's got this woo, woo, this really deep voice. And then mom's dog's got yap, 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 yap. I don't know what I'm telling y'all.